so the one thing I've learned working with artists, beats that turn into real songs are simple. We're talking just 4 or 5 sounds for the melody and about that for the drums. But there's one major thing that completely changed me getting songs with major artists. And I'm breaking it all down in this video. Here's how it's gonna go. Part 1, we're gonna be cooking a beat up from scratch, the melody and drums, and it's gonna be completely simple. Part 2, I'm going to be arranging the beat to make it so easy for the artist to write to. And part 3, the real game changer. I'm going to be showing you how to get your beats in front of artists and start landing placements. Watch to the end because you're going to find out. Let's get into it. Right, so the first part is making the beat. So let's get straight into it. What I'm going to do straight away is I'm going to change the BPM to around about, let's go to 165. The first thing I'm going to do is just find chords as usual. I'm going to open up Omnisphere, get a piano, and we'll go from there. Let's open up the grand piano, and I'm just going to find bass notes and then build chords on top of them. Right, found some bass notes. Let's build chords on top of that. I'm going to move the middle notes up as usual, just to add that emotion. Right, what I'm going to do now is add a top line, but I want to make sure this is simple. Simple but effective. Make sure you add some notes in the lower section, not just high, because it really contributes. Oh yeah, that's nice. Right, let me hear this back. Whew. Bro, simple but effective. Let's pitch this up to F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's go down an octave. What? Yeah, right, we're staying in this key. Right, so, bro, that's insane. I'm going to send this to the mixer, and the first thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add some reverb, fruity reverb. I'm going to open up a parametric EQ just to cut the lows out a little bit, because we don't want them to clash with the bass later on. Right, I'm going to use a bass from this kit that I'm working on. But if you want to get sounds that I use in this video and this video only, I'm making a special kit. All of the sounds, the sample, everything will be listed in the description, so get your hands on it now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the bass notes. Perfect. Right, I'm going to open up the guitar phrases. And there's this one guitar phrase I love, this one. I'm just going to have it on the end of each of the bars. Stretch your word. D sharp, E, F, F sharp. I pitch it down an octave. Ooh, let's see how that goes in. That's sick. Now we've got the chords, bass, and the guitar. I'm going to just add in a pad. Let's get a pad from Sky Keys. And what I'm just going to do is just paste over the chords, but I'm going to remove all of the top notes that we added. So it's literally just the chords. And we're just going to Sky Keys, and let's just find a pad. This is perfect. Good weight to the melody. But I'm going to add some reverb so I can put it in the back. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to open up SRX Orchestra, and I'm just going to get a violin note. Perfect. It's very loud right now. The only thing I'm going to do is just turn it down and just put some reverb on it so it's in the back. I'm going to open up a pancake. So it just rotates from left to right. I think the only other thing I'm going to add actually is I'm going to add just one high pitch pad from Contact. from Oliver Arnold's kit, and I think that's going to be it for the melody. You got to remember, an artist's voice is a melody, so you don't want too many melodies or it'll just all clash. This sounds perfect. I'm going to turn the strings down a little bit more. Right, so right, so the melody is definitely done. I don't want to add anything else. I think it's simple, but very effective. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to split the melody by channel. I bring in all of the sounds to the playlist, but I'm going to remove the bass because we don't want it to clash with the 808. And it's, yeah, moving on to the drums. The drums, I feel like some people go wrong here, and it's like complicating the drums, adding loads of perks, loads of sounds. You don't need it. You can literally have about 5 sounds for the drums, and that's it. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm just going to open up my Blueprint multi-kit. I'm just going to get the crisp clap. I'm just going to put it on the standard pattern, just like that. And I'm going to bring in a hi-hat now. Let's just use the go-to hi-hat. And I'm just going to put it for 2-step for now. 2-step's a brilliant bounce because there's, again, it's not complicated at all. Yeah. All I'm going to do is just add a couple of rolls here and there. Hard. Perfect. Simple bounce. Couple of triplets to add that groove. That's it. Let's open a snare. Let's go to the go-to snare and the multi-kit. Keep the bounce simple. I'm going to open up KD's kit and get the Pain open hat. I love this open hat on the first hit. Perfect. And I get one perk in too, the noise perk. I like this perk. I like that the drums are pretty much done. Let's open up the Blueprint multi-kit drum kit section and we'll get the Sony open hat. Cool, let's get the Spins 808 in. Can't go wrong with the Spins 808, and we're just going to follow the bass notes. Before we do anything, actually, remember, soft clip on your master. Perfect. And the last sound I'm going to add is a kick. And I'm going to do what I normally do, side chain it to the 808, open up a limiter on the 808, compressor, bring down the threshold, pop the knee just a bit, and then side chain here to number 1. Adds that nice weight to the low end. I think the drums are perfect. I don't want to add anything else because I feel like it will just crowd it up and leave no room for the artist. So now it's making this beat into a full song. So I'll see you in part 2 when I completely arrange this beat. Part 2. Arrangement is crucial. Even a great beat can lose an artist if it's not structured correctly. I split my beats into 5 main sections: intro, hook, bridge, verse, outro. And that's it. This structure allows me to create movement by adding sounds and also removing them. Removing certain elements and adding certain elements at the right time really makes the beat intriguing. Right, so let's get straight into it. So I've got all of the sounds laid out in front of me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally start from the intro to the end of the verse. And then we just basically repeat it over and then make the outro. So for the intro, I'm going to remove all of the sounds except the little guitar thing at the end. And for the second section, I'm going to remove all of the drums. I need to remember to bring in the bass actually. Ooh, lovely transition. And where bar 16 comes in, that's when the drums are going to come in. So I'm just going to remove everything except the piano. And I'll repeat this over twice. So you have a 16 bar hook. And on the second part, let's bring in the violin. Perfect, the violin comes in nice. So now we're on to the verses. And the verses, this is where you can really take out loads of sounds. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this thing that I do. Artists love this. It's basically do a cut on the first bar. You zoom all the way in, and I'm just going to cut all of the sounds back. After, bring in the snare, 808, kick, and open hat. But we haven't brought in anything else in the melody, so I'm going to bring in sky keys. Like that. And for the last bit of the verse, I'm going to bring in orchestra. And even the bass with the drums. Kick, so it's like one thing I'm going to do with the 808 here is make it unique so it stops before the bass comes in, and I just do that by putting an 808 right at the end of the bar and dropping all of its velocity. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm literally going to repeat this over 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And before we do anything else, on the third bit here, so this is the hook. We're going to remove everything after the hook and basically bring in the intro to the outro. And that's the structured beat. It's as simple as that. So this part here is the hook. This part here is the verse with a little bit of a breakdown. Hook, verse, bit of a breakdown, hook, outro. That's it. As you can see, there's loads of sounds coming in and out of the beat throughout the whole thing. So the listener will not get bored, but it's got a very good structure. One thing I always make sure is my beats are around about 3 minutes and 30 seconds long, because the engineer has a lot more of a playground to basically cut things and move things where he needs them to be. But yeah, that is as simple as that. It literally is. So it's now on to part 3, which is like the most important bit. And I can't wait to show you this hack. Part 3, getting your beats in front of artists can be really tough, but there's one simple networking hack that can pretty much put you in front of any artist you want, and that's social media. Social media is your best tool. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok make it so much easier to access artists across the world. And here's what I do. I scout artists on TikTok and Instagram, follow them, engage with them, and even drop them a message asking for their email or number. Let me show you. Right, so this is exactly how I would network. I would open up TikTok, and I'm just gonna scroll until I find someone I rate.
I'ma talk my shit, won't hear a hiccup. Bitch, you know it's Bezo, I can really turn your click up. 100 and 100 D&D, no, I can't pick up. I got niggas with convictions getting told to keep their chin up. 50,000.
Okay, cool. And the thing that I'm seeing here is friends with, so we have mutuals. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow him, like, and then comment, and just put this is hard, bro. Hit him with a fire emoji. And then from here, you can either message him on TikTok or go to Instagram. So his name's Bezogram _. So I'm going to go Bezogram _. Follow him, and then let's message him. Yo, bro. Saw that TikTok preview. You're hard. Let's work. Hit him with an emoji, and if you do this with like 10-15 artists a day, you're going to build up a network and get people's numbers, emails. I recommend numbers because I feel like it's more of a personal connection with a number. But yeah, now when he sends me his number or email, I'm going to send him beats. So yeah, that's what I do. Do that, Instagram Reels, or something else I do is go through people's following and find artists that I might know and then work with them like that. But yeah, and you can see obviously he's got mutuals. So you might even see, oh, it's him, or okay, my guy knows him, so let's work. Do you know what I mean? The one thing that I was clever with was when I started to get bigger placements, a lot of smaller artists then started wanting to work with me. So then what I'd do is I'd start an emailing list and send out like 5 beats every week to the smaller artists, and that's another way I generate sales. But yeah, that is literally how I network. Right guys, thank you so much for watching, and this video I have spilled so much sauce, so I hope you enjoyed. If you want to get any of the sounds that were in this video, I've put a link and also the FLP on the top line of the description so you can see how I structure beats, the drum sounds and even the midis. So get your hands on that today. Guys, thank you ever so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.